Mr. Jerry Vaval. What's going on, bloody?
JTG.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
Let's welcome the audience to another episode of Giant Fundamentals, the podcast dedicated to empowering men by tackling the vital issues of mental health. With that being said, how's your mind? How's your heart? How's your body? What are you grateful for this year? This week, I said this year.
My mind, if I feels like I'm coasting, I guess I'm getting into a rhythm of just life in general and just waking up, exercising and seeing clients and just I guess my mind feels at peace, it feels at ease because I have some sort of consistency going.
Mm-hmm.
My body feels really good after we played that game yesterday. I I slept really well. I slept really, really well. It's like, man, I needed that. I need more of that throughout the course of the week as well. I don't know. I could go to the gym and I could push myself. I could do all these different things, but the sleep is always different when I play. So it always feels much better. So I'm thankful for that. Uh, my heart, it feels full. It feels content. Coming down to Miami, seeing you, seeing other friends. It's just good to be around people that you trust, that you care about, that you know. The energy is always great, so my heart is full in that regards. And with that, I'm just grateful for life in general. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to sit down, sit back, be in solitude and reflect. Because as I was driving down from Orlando to Miami yesterday afternoon, I said to myself, let me put my phone in the back seat. Don't play any music. Don't look at my phone. Don't call anyone for the first hour and a half of the ride. And to be able to sit with myself for the hour and a half and watching the greenery or, looking at the grass, looking at the environment around me, looking at the other cars, and just being in my own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I know it could be scary for a lot of us because a lot of us don't want to be able to sit in our thoughts because sometimes our thoughts they can be heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to just think through a lot of things, feel through a lot of things, and I really, really enjoyed that time with myself because I'm recognizing more and more the importance, and not just the importance, but the power of solitude, the power of connecting with yourself, because that's literally what solitude is just connecting with yourself and going into the mainframe and flushing some things out and challenging certain beliefs and looking back and see how far you've come, empowering yourself, loving yourself, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's my giant gratitude in a nutshell.
No, I mean, that's amazing. To add to that, when you talk about, you feel like when it comes to your mind, you're coasting, you're getting into a rhythm. I feel the same way. And I think one reason why that is, at least for me, speaking for myself, is the reprogramming is definitely happening. Like, it's a new routine for me, to constantly be growing, uh, being grateful for my awareness, developing new skills. So now my body's recognizing, like, oh, okay, this is good for us and this is what you've been doing. So let's continue to do more of it. So it's just a natural routine. So it's like, for me to process information is just happening a lot quicker as well. Um, my body, my body feels amazing. Really been keeping up with the gym, my physical health, um, eating right for the last 2.5 weeks. I really feel the benefits of it now. Like, I feel skinnier. My stomach doesn't feel so bloated. I'm feeling sexy. You know what I mean? Time for summer. you know, my heart is definitely full. Um, and the reason why my heart feels full is part of my giant gratitude this week. In a nutshell, is teamwork. We played in the league, we were playing in the championship game, and I'm like, wow, the importance of teamwork is so underrated. Like, it's something we say, but we don't realize how important it is. And it was a speech that I was giving my kids. Like, my kids are now all going to be in separate schools. You know, my oldest is off to college. My three younger ones, they're all going to be in different high schools and middle schools. So this is the first time they won't be able to rely on each other in close proximity. So I said, the message this school year coming up is teamwork. I want you guys to really lean into each other, rely on each other, help each other to be successful. And just thinking about being in a championship game, losing the championship, and what it took for the other team to win the championship, I'm like, wow, teamwork is something that we all shout, but are we really invested in? And even thinking about our own journeys, sometimes we think about how much help we didn't have, and we don't give enough credit to the things or people that helped us get to where we are now. You know, and that took a lot of teamwork.
Yeah, that is a great point that you make on teamwork because I don't think people recognize how tough it could be for a group of people to be on the same page. Yeah, because
Group. What about just two people?
yeah, I was thinking that too. Yeah, it's really tough because it's like you're navigating through people's insecurities, you're navigating through other people's own realities, you're navigating through people's, I don't know, the way that they see themselves, and they're projecting that on you. You're navigating through people's anxieties and fears, and then you're also navigating through your own things as well. It takes a lot. It's not easy at all. People who in the context of sports, you think is about skill,
Yeah.
but it's not. Skill is just a part of it. Like if you have a teammate that doesn't trust you, that's gonna affect you how you play.
Yeah.
And people don't really take that into consideration. If you're coming in and you're always being negative, that's gonna impact the energy of the team. So a lot of times we think it's skill, but really it's all those intangibles that really make you win because now when you get two supremely skilled teams,
Mhm.
the one team who has the most intangibles, who are more connected, who has more cohesion, who knows how to communicate to each other, that's the team that's going to most likely win.
Exactly. And it's something that even as a parent, you know, I'm trying to do better for my kids than what was done for me, right? So a lot of times I tell my children, like, hey, I trust you guys, right? I may not always agree. Sometimes they make me cringe, but I want to let them know, hey, I trust you. You know, my oldest is driving. She got her own car now. She's cruising these streets. And I remember this week dropping my three children to her. And this is the first time they're all in the car with her without an adult. It's just them, all four of them. And I'm like, hey, I'm trusting you guys. This is me and your mom's pride and joy all in the car at the same time. Please do not distract the driver, your sister, and let me know when y'all get home because that's a big thing. Like I've never done that before
Yo,
either.
I didn't even think about that. As you're describing, I'm picturing it in my mind. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness.
There's so many bad things running through my mind. Yeah,
Shoot.
but they
But it
survived.
just shows you, man, you can't control things in life, man. Life is progressing, life is moving, kids are getting older, we're getting older, things are happening. It's like trying to be afraid and trying to restrict and trying to make things not happen. It's like you just putting stress on yourself. You have what they say, let go and let God.
Let go. I was
Man,
definitely praying to God in that moment, but you know, I'm glad that they were safe, they were fine. But it was growth. It was a moment where I had to let go for real, let God and trust my daughter and them that they would behave in the car, and that's just part of life, you know.
You know them just for fighting.
Bruh. I wanted to call them halfway through, like, hey, to tell them to shut up or something like that, like, but I was like, nah, let them go and check their location. They made it home, and hey, it is what it is. What M&Ms you have for us this week? Mental health music.
It's a song by it's a song called Where I've Been. I think her name is Callie. Kali. It's a Jamaican girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a reggae artist.
So the song in general is talking about you wonder where I've been.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much I've been gone because I've been trying to find myself within.
Mm,
That's the hook. And she describes how she's been through certain things and these things have caused her to try to be a savior in her relationships, but now she's putting herself in a position where she's putting that energy into herself.
mm,
And I think that's important for a lot of us because I don't think we really see how much output we do. Like we're always pouring into other people. And I know when we were growing up, that was always a thing. Like, oh yeah, you got to be a giver. You got to pour into people. You got to give and give yourself up and sacrifice. And there's truth in that.
mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you can't pour from an empty cup, nor can you pour from a cup that's filled with dirt and maggots.
Mm,
The dirt and maggots are the insecurities.
mm,
And a lot of us find ourselves doing that where we think we're going to gain some sort of validation or there's going to be some inherent worth that we're going to experience when we give so much of ourselves to others. But when it's not reciprocated
mhm,
or when it falls short or when it falls on deaf ears, when you're not congratulated, when you're not praised for it, you start to feel a certain type of way. And that type of way is resentment. And this is where you have to reel it back and really assess, why am I doing this?
mhm,
Or to go even deeper, why am I like this? Why do I feel as if I have to be the one to step in to save? Why do I feel as if I have to be the one to make sure that everything is okay with everyone else? Why do I have to do that? Why do I believe I should be doing that at the expense of my own well being?
yeah.
So that's a song. That's what I got from that song, and that's what stuck out to me with it.
No, it's funny when you talk about a cup filled with maggots, and that's the insecurities. The symbolism in it being maggots that stood out to me is that maggots eat the meat from the inside out, right? So your insecurities, you may not be able to see it. Someone may not be able to see it from the outside looking in, but they do eat you from the inside going out. And I was watching a clip from this podcast, Jennifer Lewis. You may recognize her face if I showed it to you, but she was a prominent actor in the 90s, sitcoms, movie, and she was on the Kiki Palmer podcast. And she's 69. She was like, I'm as real as it's ever going to be. She was just honest. And she was like, I don't, I'm not mad at my past. I've learned to forgive myself from my past. And when you're talking about being a giver and sacrificing your body or sacrificing who you are for the better good, and that's what we're taught, at the same breath, we weren't taught to forgive ourselves. Like, hey, we were doing the best we could with the knowledge we had at the time, right? But now that we know better, we do a little better. And we're not focused on, man, I gave this person my last $100 and they never, I'm saying accounting favors. And that's me fitting into the maggots. That's me feeding into the insecurity and not realizing like, no, I, I, I can fill my cup with a better solution, pure waters, a better liquid, so I can pour into others.
Yeah, as you were talking about not learning or haven't learned how to forgive ourselves,
Mhm.
I'm just thinking about the conversations that we can have with ourselves in those moments. It's like, man, why did I do this? Or man, I should have never done that. Or man, if I knew this, I would have. We're beating ourselves up and we're overly critical. But I feel like the the real thing at hand, the identity of that is a victim.
Mm.
Because if you think about it, what is a victim? A victim is someone who's saying, woe is me. This happened to me. I had no control. They took advantage of me. And now look at the situation I'm in because they did this to me.
Mhm, mhm,
And we don't recognize that we do that to ourselves. Because the thing is, when you start looking at yourself in as different people in different times, you can have a better conversation with yourself.
mm,
Because it's like the 20-year-old version of myself, that's a totally different person
mhm,
because he didn't experience the 30s yet.
mhm,
He didn't get to the 40s yet. He was 20.
mhm,
So as I walk through my 20s and through my 30s, I am walking with the decisions that I've made. And then I could look 5, 10, 15 years prior and I'm like, oh, wow, man, this is the result or these are the results of me making that decision.
mhm,
Now, you, I could understand because we're human, like, dang, like, poof, if I could do that again, I probably wouldn't have done that again. And I've said that before, but in the same breath, I say, but dang, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be who I am today.
mhm,
So it's like, the kid's 6,
mhm.
7.
Yeah.
It's like,
Mhm,
it's not an either or thing.
mhm,
But a victim stays anchored and grounded in, man, if I would have never done this, I would have been here and I would have had this and I would have had that. And this would have been like this and my life would have been better. And you don't recognize you are persecuting your 20-year-old self. You are saying that he's a fuck up.
mhm,
He's a screw up.
mhm,
He messed up your life. And reversely, you're talking to yourself because
mhm,
that 20-year-old self, that is you.
mhm,
But in the same breath, it's not you.
mhm.
It's a trippy thing.
Yep.
So we don't see that that's all rooted in victimhood. But someone who has a growth mindset looks at it totally different.
Mhm,
Someone who has a growth mindset can look at the past, can look at their 20-year-old self and say, man, ugh, I'm kind of cringe. Oof, man, what was I thinking?
mhm,
But then that thought develops and
mhm,
you're like, well, if I didn't go through this, I wouldn't be who I am today. And if I didn't go through this, I wouldn't have met this person. Or if I didn't go through this, I wouldn't develop this skill.
mhm,
For example, I just think about me having to go through bankruptcy the last couple of years. And oh my God, it was it was grueling. It was grueling. All these businesses and all these things, and I have to consolidate and find this. But then now other people are asking me, "Oh yeah, I know you went through bankruptcy. What happened? What did you do?" It's like I was literally the very first person in our circle to ever do bankruptcy.
yep.
But it's so funny because before I did it, people in our circle was telling me, "Ah, don't do it, don't do it." But then now I did it, and then now people are like, "Hey, I know you did bankruptcy. How did it go? This and that." It's like
Mhm,
I could look back and say, "Man, if I would have never done those businesses, if I would have just stayed in the pocket, if I would have just," but me doing those things now it's empowered other people to even think about doing it.
mhm,
And it gave me that doing those businesses, that gave me a lot of skills that I will never be able to learn in a book or
Mhm,
in school.
mhm,
Like doing those things have actually helped me cut through a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear around money. Like, boy, listen, I never used to try to be late on no bill or nothing. Never. Now I'm like, I'm gonna just use the financial system. There's rules in place. Okay, I got 30 days before they send me to the creditor and say I didn't pay my car. I'm gonna get to day 29.
mhm,
And I'm paying them. I'm a maneuver. I'm gonna do certain things, and I recognize this is really how our world works. But
right,
when you're so afraid, you're stuck in this thing. You're like, oh man, I gotta make sure I made this payment on time. It's like you're in prison.
mhm,
So yes, I had to go through bankruptcy, but I learned so many things about the financial system that I didn't know before.
mhm,
But I could only look at it from that perspective if I have a growth mindset. If I have a victim's mindset, I'll just be kicking myself all day, every day.
mhm. Something you said, couple things. One thing that stood out to me, was talking about victim, the mindset, and I saw this on Threads, and this is like a teaser for a future podcast. We need to talk about the truth behind being a victim and villain, because the conversation on Threads that I have to revisit was sometimes when you're the only one taking accountability in a situation, people quickly recognize you as a villain and misplace where you were the victim in that situation.
Okay,
Right.
break that down for me.
So even in your story where you talk about bankruptcy, people are like, oh,
Mhm.
you mismanaged your money. It's almost like they vandalized you.
Oh,
This,
yes, yes,
they,
yes,
and you're like,
yes.
look,
I
I'm
see.
taking responsibility. I'm
Yeah.
I'm going for the bankruptcy. But they don't understand, well, the nuance is not there for them to see, or they don't want to see how you also a victim in that situation and why you had to file for bankruptcy,
Mhm.
right? Because you didn't know all the financial rules. You were up over your head. There were things you didn't know, you didn't grow up learning, but it helped you become who you are in the future. And
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
sometimes people only look at you as the villain as one viewpoint and don't know how to see how you were a victim also in it.
Hmm. Yeah, as you're saying that too, what I'm thinking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's being creative, and creative being a creative is messy. Like when you're trying to create something out of nothing, it's gonna get messy. You're gonna make mistakes. And you have to be okay with that if you're gonna give yourself a chance, just a chance to build a life that you want to build. And that's why it's important to go according to your values. Because for me, I'm the type of person, I've always been that guy that sells CDs, cookies, chips, DVDs, all that stuff growing up as a kid. And I put that aside for years because I thought, yeah, this is not me anymore. So I was literally just suppressing who I am, what I love to do, what I
Mm-hmm.
value. But then I picked it back up in like 2019, 2020. I was like, you know what, man, I just got to do this and just deal with what comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. It was really fun doing the rentals and everything. It's like I felt alive. And the reason I felt alive is because I was living according to my values. But
Mm-hmm.
you see, there's this pretty shiny, lovely thing. Oh yeah, just live according to your values. Make sure you're aligned with your values and aligned with yourself. But we don't really talk about the messiness behind that
Mm-hmm.
because life is not linear. I really don't want people to think that just because you're living according to your values, the sun is always going to be shining.
Right.
No, it's gonna get messy. You're gonna trip, you're gonna fall. But do you have the emotional resilience to get back up? Also, this really tests, do you really value those things for real?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you get up and you figure it out. But that's being creative. And I think we focus so much on results, we focus so much on structure that we we push aside being creative,
Mhm.
being curious, and exploring. And again, when you're doing those things, it's gonna get messy. So even when I think back, I'm like, man, those are great times.
Yeah.
Was it filled with stress? Oh yes, one
Mhm.
million percent. But I don't look at it as, oh man, I should have never done those things. I
Mhm.
really appreciate those moments and how they allowed me to like really, how gotta say it? Like there's certain fears that I had, I came face to face with them and I had to deal with them.
Mhm.
And I'm still dealing with some of them. And then it gave me an opportunity to see, like, okay, it's not really that bad. Like, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. This is not.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then that's where the confidence builds. Because
Yeah.
once you go through something and you get on the other side, you be like, okay, I can get through that. This is when you can help other people out.
Mhm.
But I think for us growing up, we were trying to help people out. We didn't even have no. I'm not gonna poo-poo on our experience, but we were trying to talk about things that we never experienced. It was just all from head knowledge. But
Correct.
when you actually experience things and you get through the other side, then it's like, oh, okay. Now you're empowered because you have that confidence and you can share with other people.
It's crazy you talk about your side hustles. Miami was just named the number one place for side hustles.
I believe it, man.
'Cause
I believe it. I believe it. Everybody got 2, 3 jobs here, bro.
exactly, just to survive.
Everyone has 2, 3 jobs. It's crazy.
You talked about the conversations we have with ourselves. You talked about the many fears that we have and that you experience. And I think that leads us to our main topic, which is the fear that every man has but doesn't talk about. Um, are you gonna tell me what that fear is, or would you rather tell me how you got to that thought process? Because I'm
I could
interested.
do both.
Okay, hit me with the double entendre.
Um, yeah, this topic really stems from the other episodes, the latest episodes that we've been doing.
Mhm,
Um, I think I guess the umbrella of it all is significance.
mhm,
And, I think that was 1 or 2 episodes before. If you guys haven't watched or listened to it, definitely feel free to go back and listen to it. How we try to gain significance through performance. We try to gain significance through looking a certain type of way. Whatever we believe is going to, how can I say, make us feel worthy, we're going to do that. Gain significance, right?
yep,
We're trying to gain significance, not recognizing that significance is something that every single human being is born. We're born with that.
mhm,
You don't have to earn it. And when you're trying to, well, when you're chasing significance, there's something that you are avoiding
mhm,
and you don't recognize that you're avoiding this thing.
hmm,
When you're chasing significance, you're trying to avoid failure. Okay. So I'm going down this rabbit hole. I'm like, okay, yeah, a lot of us, man, we have a fear of failure. We have a fear of not being able to provide for our family. We have a fear of not being able to show up in a way that's going to give us the respect we've been looking for all
mm,
this time. We have a fear of not having enough money in our account. We have so many different fears. We have a fear of not looking the part, not being educated or smart or intelligent. There's so many fears that we have.
right,
So when you're chasing significance, you're simultaneously trying to stave off failure.
mm,
But then I recognize that it's deeper than trying to stave off failure. So you say, it's like, okay, looking to gain significance. So I'm trying to stave off failure. But really, the thing that all of us are doing is we are afraid to be seen for who we truly are. And this is the thing for most of us men, we have a problem with. We
Mm.
do not want to be seen.
Now, when you say want to be seen, what comes to mind, I could agree that looking at it 7 layers deep is not really the failure or the you trying to avoid failure or the fear of failure. It's just being seen, that vulnerability that comes from being seen, and
Yeah.
then, okay, I'm seen, and then what if it's not enough? Which
What
goes
if
back,
it's not enough? Yep.
yeah, it's like a
Good.
cycle. It kind of goes back to
Yep.
the significance, and then the
Mhm.
fear, and then the value, or the
Yep.
lack thereof.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. And you use the operative word, vulnerability. This is
Mm,
why a lot of us men struggle with being vulnerable, because to be vulnerable is you it's like literally going into enemy territories just like this. No bulletproof vest, nothing, just and I'm just saying shoot me. Like I'm I'm ready to die.
mhm,
That's literally what you're doing, and that's how it feels. So what we do is we armor up. We get the bulletproof vest. For some, the bulletproof vest could be being a high level executive. Some, the bulletproof vest can be being the smartest person in the room. For some people, the bulletproof vest can be the most fit person. The bulletproof vest could be having the most girls, whatever it may be.
mhm,
We all have something that we're trying to put on to cover up us being seen. And this is why the inner child work is so important, because the fear of being seen comes from your childhood.
mhm,
There are certain things that you heard, there were certain things that you saw, there were certain things that you experienced, there were certain things that you felt
mhm,
that stuck with you. And those things in themselves made you feel like, oh, okay, I gotta do something to cover this up because it feels uncomfortable.
mhm,
You know, what story comes to mind is the biblical account of Adam and Eve. You just think about that very first thing, that very first account. Uh, they eat the fruit, the forbidden fruit. God comes, hey, what did you guys do? Oh, the woman made me do it. Oh, the serpent made me do it. But even before that happens, they're like, oh shit, we naked. We're being seen. That's being seen. That's what's happening. It's like,
mhm.
oh. It's like all these imperfections. You start to feel imperfect. You start to feel insecure. You start to feel small. So what do? Oh, let me go run behind this bush. Let's kind of, put the fig leaves together, whatever it is, and let's make something so we can feel secure. Like, well, all right, good. We're good now. Like, all right, we're no longer naked. We're straight.
So would that be the accomplishments, the performance men do, the cars, the money, the hoes, everybody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's what we do. It's like my dad wasn't there.
Mhm,
So that developed an abandonment wound for me. My mom was emotionally neglectful.
mhm,
That developed a rejection wound for me. I only got praised. I only got hugs. I only got smiles. I only got a I am proud of you when I got straight A's in school, when I got awards in school.
yeah,
So what do you think happens when you've experienced abandonment? You've
mhm,
been emotionally neglected, or you only get praise when you perform and do something.
mhm,
You're automatically going to go into survival mode because you're going to say, man, I need to be loved. I need to be accepted. I need approval, because I don't care what anybody says. As a child, you need that more than you need food itself.
yeah,
You need to feel love. You need to feel appreciated. You need to feel like you belong. You need to feel accepted, because those things communicate worth.
Mhm.
A child not worried about, oh yeah, I know my mom, she's stressed out from work. That's why she's not around. Oh, my dad, he had his own daddy issues. That's why he's not here. Those are things that happen. We start thinking about those things when we get older.
Right.
But when you're a child, all you see is black and white. Wow, my dad is not there. My mom is not there.
Mhm.
I only get praise when I get awards and stuff from school. So you go into that survival mode, and then that's the fig leaves. Now you start saying, okay, let me do better in school. Okay, I'm gonna do better in school. And then when it comes to your peers, you're like, oh man, I'm trying to get the best shoes, the best clothes so that I can be in the in crowd, or let me be the person that's better at basketball or football. Let me be the person that has the best clothes or whatever you can do to gain and garner that acceptance, you do it and you feel good in the moment. You're like, oh, okay, just like the leaves, Adam and Eve, just like these, like, okay, whew, I'm good, we're covered. But eventually, there comes a point in time where it's not going to work anymore. And the thing that's is very challenging, is very sobering and humbling, is that you develop these defense mechanisms at a very young age,
Yeah.
and they're working for you, and you're building an entire life from middle school to high school, to high school to college, get out in the world, young adult, you gotta get married, have kids, whatever. And
Mhm.
then you get to a certain point where the defense mechanisms, the things that you built up to cover up your insecurities and your parental wounds, they're not working anymore.
Mhm.
And it's like everything just starts crumbling. And then guess what? Now you're left with those wounds. You left to face those insecurities. And now you have to be seen.
Right.
And I don't think other people seeing us is the most frightening thing. I think us seeing ourselves
Mm.
is the most frightening thing.
So let me ask you, what do you think needs or usually happens for us to see ourselves and recognize that fear?
Oh, you got to go through some shit.
Mm.
There's no other way. I try to think of other ways. It is like there's no other way.
Mhm.
There's literally I don't think there's a way. There's an I don't think there's any other way. If you know one, yeah, let me know.
Nah,
But
that's the only way I you have to go through some midlife crisis, near like
yeah,
something has to happen for you to be like, "Oh, damn, this is what I was most afraid
yo,
of all along."
because here's the thing. The house that you've built
Mhm.
has been built on performance. It has been built on being looked at in a certain light.
Mhm.
You can't just make modifications to the house because at the foundation of the house are those defense mechanisms. So what do you think needs to happen? The house got to come burning. The house got to burn down.
Mhm.
It has to burn down. It has to like to the core. There's no other way. So I believe that you can look at it in either two ways. You can look at it as well. You got to go through a midlife crisis, or you have to experience a midlife awakening. To me, it's a midlife awakening when you get mid 30s and 40s. It's like, oh, and the thing is, we don't choose how that comes.
Right.
It could be in the form of a divorce. It could be in the form of losing a parent. It could be in the form of losing your career. It could be in the form of losing a child. It could come in the form of losing a friend that you've had since you were young. I don't know. It could come in so many different ways,
Yeah.
but it's gonna come. And I strongly believe it comes for everyone. I
Mm.
remember last Sunday speaking to Junior Augustine, man. Shout out to Junior, man. That's I always appreciate him, man, because he's such a steady dude.
Mhm.
Like very, very steady. You know what you're gonna get from him.
Yeah.
Very consistent.
Mhm.
So we're talking a little bit, and we're just catching up. And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm just hitting you up, see how you doing. I know it's been a minute. We haven't talked." I was like, "Bro, you good. We all going through things." And then he started telling me some things that he has going on in his life. I'm like, yo, you're looking at people and you're seeing things online. And I just want to use Junior just a little bit, right? Just to
Yeah.
kind of like paint the picture for everyone because this is what we do.
Mhm.
Junior, that's my guy. So we see each other, we talk, it's always good conversation, very trustworthy dude, right? But if I don't speak to him for a while, I'm still seeing, quote unquote, seeing what's going on in his life. I see his son is getting older. He's playing football, and it's like, wow, Junior's family is progressing. Things are going good for him.
Right.
That's always the thought when you see highlights on social media.
Right.
But then when he gives me an opportunity to step into his world and he's telling me certain things that are transpiring, I'm like, wow. Everybody is going through something.
Right.
Everyone is going through something that is altering their reality.
Yeah.
Everyone is going through something that's going to make you look at, okay, why is this happening? What is this trying to show me? And this goes back to, oh no, not what is this trying to show me, but let's go deeper than that.
Yeah.
What is this situation trying to help me with? Like,
Yeah.
who is it trying to make me become?
Mhm.
But going back to the versus being a victim or having a growth mindset. See, the people who are really like anchored in those defense mechanisms, they're so married and attached to the person they've built themselves up to be so that they're not seen, so that they're not vulnerable. Those are the victims. But the people who say, man, this sucks, this hurts, this is hard, but what is this situation trying to make me become? Who is it trying to make me become? Those are the people that just they feel what they need to feel. They go through the anguish, they go through the pain, and they're like, okay, all right, I see now. This doesn't feel good, but I know it is good. There's
Mm.
a difference. There's a big difference, and a lot of us can't differentiate what feels good versus what is good. Because, bro, let's be real. What is good sometimes, a lot of times, don't feel good.
Mm.
But when you have the growth mindset, you understand that this is good for me. I need this. I needed this.
Is there Did you have more to share on that?
Yeah. So when we're thinking about these vulnerabilities that we try to hide
Mhm.
because we don't want to be seen, I think one of the most important things that we need to do is ask ourselves, why?
Mhm.
Why don't I want to be seen? Because for everyone, it could be different.
Mhm.
It's never just one thing. Because for one person, being seen can feel dangerous.
Right.
Because think about it. We grew up in a Haitian community, Caribbean household. What's the term that they use? Be seen, not heard.
Yeah.
But being heard is also being seen.
Mm.
That's the thing. Because let's say you say something, it's like, oh, attention on you. Hey, didn't I tell you not to say that? Didn't I tell you not to do that? Oh, bust it down. This and that and that. So you automatically feel like if I'm seen, oh, danger, danger. Whatever that danger is for you, it's gonna be danger for your parents. So that could be that translates into adulthood where now you start to play small and
Mm.
you dim your light because when you were a kid, it wasn't promoted, nor was it praised for you to be seen. Because if you were seen, what? but there's a lot that's gonna happen to you. So now there is a a fear that's connected with being seen.
Right.
So now when you're trying to advance, you're trying to reach your goals, you're trying to do all these different things. When you're an adult, you keep hitting a ceiling and you don't recognize you're hitting that ceiling because yes, you may want to reach certain heights and do certain things and build a life that you could be proud of, but you don't see that, hey, you got to deal with this childhood wound of being seen.
Mhm.
You have to detach fear, discomfort, well, not discomfort. You have to detach danger from being seen.
Mm,
And you have to transition from if I'm being seen, I'm still safe, no matter what the results are. And you can't get to that space unless you go deep within the mainframe and you have a professional to guide you through that because you will always just keep hitting that ceiling over and over and over again because being seen is to be vulnerable.
yeah.
Why is that? Because when you're being seen, you're putting your life on display like that. Everybody in your own little circle, of course, sees your mistakes.
Yeah.
So now it transitions into what's your relationship with mistakes? But you see, a lot of us don't like to make the mistakes because we don't want to be seen. That's why I really have a lot of respect for public figures
Mhm.
because your life is literally on display. The bigger the public figure, the more your life is on display. That's a man, that's a heavy dose of vulnerability.
Yeah.
Anything, any scandal, anything that happens, I don't even want to say scandal,
A rumor.
rumor, or like literally just being a human being.
Yeah.
Literally, you being human and people don't approve of what you've done. You made a mistake. It's like, oh my God, this person did. And then now you have to deal with the backlash. You have to deal with the large amount of people's opinions. Because man, you see social media now, oh my God, it makes it even worse because now you have to deal with all of that. That's a high level of vulnerability.
Mhm.
And we don't recognize it. Oh, yeah, man, you got to shine your light. Oh, you got to shine your light. There's another side to shining your light, like it's not all peaches and cream and not roses. You shine your light. Guess what? You're shining all of yourself. You're not just shining parts of yourself. You're
Right.
shining all of yourself.
Mhm.
And that in itself can be very scary. But what I'm recognizing is when you step out boldly to saying, look, I'm just gonna be me,
Mhm.
which is self-acceptance. This is who I am. This is my good. This is my bad. This is my ugly. I'm just putting it all out there. Some may like it. Some may not like it. And I'm okay with that.
Mm.
That just makes life so much easier. It's so much peace when you live that way.
It is, and it's funny you say that. I was laughing because me and a friend, whenever we have to make those decisions or we're moving into a new way, a new decision, new part of life, we sing that song, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." So we see, even though we have a lot of fear in us, we're like, you know what? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Let it shine, let it shine,
Ah,
let it shine.
oh, yes. We be on
Yeah.
it. When we have
That's
to make
man, I
a
think that's one of the biggest lessons I'm learning in this season is like,
mhm,
f- fear is not gonna go away
right.
just because you want to do something. Confidence just doesn't come. Fear is going to be present. Doubt is going to be present. Emotional integrity, emotional resilience is being able to move forward in spite of the fear without pushing it aside, without suppressing it, without denying it,
Mhm,
but saying, okay, I know I feel this way. And that's okay. That's human. But I'm going to move forward and I'm going to do this
mhm.
and letting the chips fall where they may.
This little light of mine. Man, with that being said, I definitely appreciate you. Is that all you had to share about that?
Yes, sir.
Well, I wanna say I love you. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
I love you too, bro. Until we pod again.
This little light of mine.
It's my time to heal. On my path to feel. Growing up with emotional instability sets the stage for emotional immaturity.